Prepares you for what happens when your life looks complete, but something in you feels unfinished. Because for many of us, we did not chase success because we were greedy. We did it likely because it was the only thing to do. It felt safe. We were respected. We were programmed to do it. We were conditioned to do it. We wanted to be taken seriously, right? And everyone else is doing it. Why not? So I'm going to go get the degree. I'm going to go get the master's, the doctoral degree. I'm going to go to medical school, law school, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? Because what else are you going to do? Nobody wants to be the loser down the street. And it worked. But what got you there was running, or what was running what got you there was protection. And many of us did not have the luxury of really unpacking what our desires were, what we really wanted to do. And maybe even we were too young to do that. But for whatever reason, a lot of what we were doing as we accomplished these goals, as we pursued these markers of success, a lot of what was driving that was protection, not fulfillment or a sense of purpose. Um, and now that we're no longer in that survival mode, because for many of us, we've accomplished those things. We're somewhat settled. We're maybe even looking towards retirement or starting our own businesses. We are at the top of our game, right? And so the survival way of, or the protective way of being has expired, right? And even though that is the case, we're still moving in that old way. We're still acting like that. And that's why there's a disconnect, because it can't make you feel alive, because you have evolved, you've moved into a space where you're looking for more than just external markers of success. So there's nothing wrong. It's just an evolution that you need to catch up to, right? That your body needs to catch up to. And your nervous system is no longer impressed by the survival tactics or strategies of getting on those external drivers. Your identity is still running. Your performance, your way of being is still running the old code. So even though you've outgrown the woman who had to prove she was respected, prove that she can be or should be respected, prove that she should be loved, prove that she's worthy, you've outgrown that woman, but you're still acting like that. You're still living as the high achiever, even though you crave authenticity, you crave a space or a life. You're ready to curate a life or shift into a life that is more purposeful and more aligned with your values and what you want, and what makes you happy. And you want that ease. You really want to be yourself without those things driving you. And it's not that you don't know who you are. For some of us, some of us don't. But for the majority of us, we do know who we are. We're just at the stage where the things that we thought we had to do to show who we were are no longer exciting to us, are no longer fulfilling, are even repellent in some instances. We've just been so busy being who you had to be to be safe, to earn things. And so we're just looking for a way now to move from that outdated, expired, I like to say, version of yourself. And the thrill from when people noticed you is no longer there. Notice your wins, notice your accomplishments. It's no longer there. They're still getting those things, but it doesn't feel or land, I'll say, in the same way. Those thrills are gone. That quick endorphin rush is not the way it was anymore. So it's not because you've changed for the worse. It's because you've matured emotionally, and we don't need validation anymore like that. Validation is from within at this point, and for some of us, from God and whoever you believe is your higher power. So we just we're seeking for spaces or a life that allows us to be truly authentic and to feel safe being truly authentic, being vulnerable, saying, I don't know this. can you help me? And receiving the help too, because that's also the thing, you know, relinquishing control to others, letting people lead instead of you always being the one. We're looking for that. We're looking to be safe in that type of environment, to create, to recreate, redesign our lives so that we're not always the ones leading, where we're enjoying, where we have an ease. We're looking for connections that are meaningful. We're looking for people to check in on us and say, how are you? You, the woman, without anything, not you, the mom, the wife, the partner, the executive, whatever you are. You know, and the goals that we're looking to achieve are more desires that of our soul. We're no longer proving by getting goals. We're seeking to get the desires of our heart, of our souls. And that's why, or that's when external successes stop satisfying, because there's a proof now. It means it's proof that you're ready for that internal success, where the internal catches up with the external. Your system is literally trying to align what's on the inside or what's on the outside with what's on the inside, with your inner truth, who you are at your core, who you be, your authentic self. And that's why we feel that offness. That is this all there is? What else is there? You know, you're catching up to your own expression of yourself. Self-actualization is a thing, and that's where we are. It's our season, as I like to say, to upgrade. So what does this look like? It means that you stop trying to manage your life and you start listening to yourself, you know, and some things that can help are for you to ask yourself, where do I feel like, where in my life, right? It could be your work, relationships, it could be anywhere, right? Where do you still feel pulled to perform when you don't have to? Because remember, you don't have to anymore. You're worthy just as you are. You don't need to earn those things anymore. That question or that reflection is your entry point into alignment, and it's not another checklist. You're checking in basically, and saying and questioning and disrupting and interrogating where I feel pulled to when the instinct, the default to perform, to go after comes. Where are you feeling that, you know? And so if this resonated with you, I don't want you to just move on to the next video or next thing. I want you to start with the Fulfilled Woman's Guide. It's a 3-step reflection thing, I'll say, that shows you, that highlights, is your highlight reel of where you've been performing instead of living your life. And it gives you 3 steps that will help you to ask that question, or to get the answers to that question, where in your life you're performing or where you feel pulled to perform, and help you to start moving closer to hearing yourself and, you know, just making that shift. So the link is somewhere behind the video, below the video. I'll see you in the next video.